Hello. Um, Welcome to a game I used to play a lot as a kid. This game is called Ballance, like if you were to spell balance with two L's. A game about rolling a ball around and trying to get to the goal. Pretty simple. I've heard people compare it to Marble Madness. I've never played Marble Madness. I've only ever played this guy, so I don't know. I just wanted to play a game I could kind of talk over that didn't have a whole lot of dialogue. Wasn't going to be too crazy. I don't need the tutorial, but for the sake of playing the game, I'm not going to absolutely speedrun level 1. Maybe I'll do that right at the end, but level 1 is really hard to get the top score on if you're playing the game properly. Just because there's a lot of speed cuts you can do. And that's true of most of the levels, but the game has some default high scores built in for the for each level. And the ones for level 1 specifically are harder to get. Now you'll notice I changed from a wood ball to a rock ball. The rock ball can't get up this incline because it's too steep and the rock weighs too much. We're gonna go back. It's wood ball. Over here. Over here, back up this way. And then you're able to get up. There's 3 different kinds of balls. You can see the third one here. Be the paper balls, the newspaper balls. The paper ones are floatier, super weak, but really maneuverable. The wood one's really well balanced. And the rock one's really strong, but is the heaviest and has the most, like, weight, so it struggles to get up the highest spots. These little guys I'm getting here are time extensions. My little time ticks down in that bottom left corner there. And you can see my my life count the bottom right. So I'm going to grab the extra time here. I'll show off the rock ball a little bit more here. Like the rock guy just kind of walks up to these and just pushes them. Like it's really effortless to just move those. I might need a little bit of a head start just because the gravity of the stage box on top of it. Look at how slow this one's going up the hills comparatively. Oh, get there. Alright. Those little fires are checkpoints. So if I were to roll off the map right here, which I'll do it just for demonstration. It just spawns you back at the checkpoint. And it spawns you, I believe, yeah, as the ball you died as. There's some harder levels later where you'll die and it won't be the ball you want to be right at that section. I was always amazed by the sound design of this game when I was a kid. It was like when you're rolling around on the rails, like the stone ball really sounds like it's grating on the metal. Similarly, the paper ball, when it'd be rolling around and slamming into things, it actually sounds like a crunchy piece of paper. And that blew my little mind. I don't remember or know exactly what year this game came out, but my friend had it for his computer when I was in, like, oh, what would that have been? Maybe 5th grade? That sounds right. And it's kind of funny, they actually had the Russian version of the game. Their dad used to work in Russia. So they had a whole bunch of like these computer games that were like in Russian, but they were, you know, they played the same on English computers. And they just the oldest kid could because there were a few of them lived in that house. The oldest one could read Russian okay. He couldn't like speak it, but the rest of them, they'd like ask him like, hey, which one's options? What's continue game? What's new game? You know, they'd have him read the menus. But I remember we'd all take turns playing this game, either alternating on lives or alternating lives or levels or just trying to get high scores. Like you'll see I died once here, which is worth, I believe it's 200 points of life. And oh wow, okay, you even can get that top score just with playing default. Huh. Well, we're going to do that again, and I'll show you what it's like if we play that one a little faster. No, I remember I had my mom order this game on Amazon, I believe. Or maybe it was eBay. I think it was eBay. She was always an eBay person. We didn't have Amazon for ages. But I loved the game so much when I was playing at their place. I really wanted my own copy. I like begged and begged and begged, and my mom was able to find a copy of the English version of the game. And I'm currently running this on a Windows 10 computer, and you gotta like really frickin' finagle it. Get it to run. Just because this game is so old. Like, I don't know if Windows 7 was even out yet. No. You pause, you'll notice the timer quits moving. But those little time beads don't. If I cross the checkpoint before they connect with me, I just lose them, like they're just lost. So, for getting top score on levels, if you're going really fast, you want to pause when you hit those. But I don't know. Something about this game's always just been relaxing for me. I don't know if it's the sort of like transcendent visuals. Transcendent. Maybe not what I'd use to describe the visuals. Surreal visuals, that's a better word. Let's see. Got the skip still. Oh yeah. Like, you know, they're sort of dreamlike. All the clouds and the infinite pillars going all the way down. That specific jump used to always scare me when I tried to hit that when I was younger. But I don't know. Maybe it's the music. Maybe it's the act that like there's no story, there's no conflict, you're just rolling. Allegedly, there was like a sequel made that's on Steam. It's like Ballance 2 The Return. But I don't think it's made by the same company. The reviews on it are all bad. I don't believe there's a checkpoint. Oh, okay, there we are. Yeah. I can't remember if the time would still hit you if you connect at the end there, but better safe than sorry. Wait, did I what? Is that a worse score? It was a worse score. Ah. Probably because I missed all the time beads. Huh, funny. Well, let's go to level 2. I don't know if I'll finish this game generally speaking. Like, I've never beat this game, despite as much as I loved it and how much we played it. The later levels get not only difficult, but they get really long. You know, we were pretty young at the time, and parents didn't love us spending so much time on the computer. They'd tell us to go outside, you know, like parents do. But I've never beat the game, even after I've owned my own copy and everything. I don't know, I guess I'd never just got around to it. It's supposed to be kind of cool to finish that for uploads. I don't know. Oh, we get to see the paper ball now for the first time. Oh, another thing, those wooden bridges here, the rock balls break those. So if you go over that with a rock ball, you'll die because the wood can't handle the weight. Rock is my least favorite of the balls. I feel like rock's just a worse version of wood. Granted, there's a few sections that I remember from later levels where the rock does work better. Like you're like surrounded by boxes, you gotta push a whole bunch of them out of the way. But I don't know. I feel like for every like 5 sections of rock ball, there's like where rock ball is like ideal, there's like 30 sections where wood ball works just as fine. Something else about the paper ball, I don't know if it's coming through just in that little section there, but the paper ball is uneven because it's made of wadded paper. So when you're rolling around, it has a little bit of a bounce and a play to it. So if you get going really fast on like some of these rails here, you'll actually knock yourself off if you're not careful and don't overcorrect for the little bounces. This rock has the issue. If I go flying into the corner that's coming up, I'll just zoom off the rails because I have too much momentum. I don't know. I've owned this for ages, and I've had it working for a while. I mean, I could have uploaded something with it before. Hell, I could have uploaded anything to YouTube in a while. Guess I just... I don't know. I was in a weird mood, and I wanted to play something for YouTube, but I didn't want to do a whole lot of reading. Something where I could just kind of aimlessly talk out loud and, I don't know, just spend some time doing something creative. Even though this really isn't that creative, it's really just playing a game and talking out loud. But, I don't know, I might do a little bit of editing. I don't want to do too much, though. I actually finished, speaking of being creative, I just finished recording an audiobook, like professionally recently, my first one ever, which is super exciting. Voice work is something I've wanted to do for a very long time, and being able to finally realize that was really cool. The book's set to come out sometime this week. Mink, Skinning Time in Wisconsin by Zachariah Johnson was the name of the book. don't get me wrong, it's not going to be like the next, like, Harry Potter set the world on fire, international phenomenon kind of thing, but, it was a good read. I enjoyed it. Oh, missed it by 15 seconds. All right. No. Um. Oh yeah, level 3. Where was I going with that? Voice acting and being creative and editing and. Alright, see, okay. It wants you to change to rock here so you can push this, get out of the way, and go down. You could just do this, but just skip it. I don't know. And screw it up. We're just gonna restart this level since we're so early. I don't remember where I was going with that whole book thing, though. But if anyone sees this and you want to check out the book, that's cool. I didn't get paid for it for, like, working on it, if that makes sense. It's commission-based. So, disclaimer, I am plugging something where I get paid. But I did good work on it, I feel like. For it being my first one, I'm proud of where it landed. It definitely taught me a lot. There's a lot I could improve. For if and when I book my next book. No, I said I was in a weird kind of mood, which I am. I'm at a real crossroads with my big boy job, the one that actually pays the bills. I'm not really loving it anymore. Not that I was, like, loving it at any point, but, you know, I certainly didn't mind it for a good while. I've been working there about a year. I work at a cocktail bar. I actually just got my first ever original cocktail added on to the menu, which, again, super exciting. But I don't know. It's a fun job, but it's not what I want to do the rest of my life. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, but I don't know how feasible a lot of it is. Like, I don't know. I've always wanted to make a game, but I don't think I have, like, the discipline to finish a game. Or the idea for a game, for that matter. I mean, I have like one idea, but it's nothing crazy. I always thought it'd be really cool if someone were to make a VR game that was ooh, which one do I want here? Oh, wood. Yeah, I want wood, because paper won't be able to push that rock out of the way, or that wood ball out of the way. And no, I always thought it'd be cool if someone made a VR game that was based on Attack on Titan, and you could have like a player in VR playing the Titan, using your hands to, like, swat, like, cadets or other players out of the air, zipping around. And, you know, the other players with the, like, the maneuver gear and the grappling hooks and the swords, they could be either VR players if they were really VR comfortable, or they could be just normal, like, mouse and key or controller players. You know, you're just trying to take down this big Titan. I always thought that'd be kind of cool. Or another idea I had was to just fully remake this game called Spark that used to be on VR. It was made by the people who made EVE Online, I think, if I'm remembering right. But the game just kind of died off, and it was online server only. So even though like you can download old copies of the game now, like you can find them on like not any official store pages, but you can find old archived copies of the game. You can download it, but because the game, despite being a 1v1 multiplayer game, you can't play it with your friends, even if you both have a copy, because it was server-based multiplayer. But I wanted to maybe remake that game. It was basically like tennis meets dodgeball. You can look it up. SPARC. You can find like trailers and whatever for it. It was a really cool game. But no, other than that, I haven't had really any games I've wanted to make or game ideas that are really any good or original at any level. I've also considered getting into like 3D animation. I think I've got a good mind for animation. I don't think I have one for storytelling necessarily. I feel like unless it was based on my own life, I wouldn't be good at coming up with an original story. You know, there's tons of stories, tons of authors who do take inspiration from other pieces of work. But the issue is I don't think I'd be able to let that go. Be like, oh, this is just derivative of The Lord of the Rings, and this is just derivative of I don't know, like Rush Hour or Scott Pilgrim, and I'd be so worried about trying to be original that I would end up with nothing. I think there's a life over here. Oh no, it's time. But learning animation it takes a lot of time, and it's not something you just are good at inherently, you know? Like, with anything like artsy, you don't just rock up and are immediately good at it. You have to spend a lot of time learning how to do it and get better at it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying like, oh, woe is me, you know, I can't animate because animation hard. I'm just saying can't animate because it takes a lot of time I just don't have normally. Oh, oop, that one. Oop, there we are. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Oop, 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 ooh. Okay, there we are. But I don't know. I also really wanted to do psychology for a while. Like I wanted to become a therapist or a psychiatrist or counselor, whatever the hell you want to call it. I wanted to work in psychology in some professional manner. And when I was coming out of high school and looking at what to major in college, I was told not to major in psychology because, oh, no. Can I get back? Can I get back? Can I get that time? Nope. I can die, though. Shoot. That was not worth it. I remember this level when I first played it, and the rocks that come down and hit you. I thought, you know, the game was about to introduce like some kind of villain or character or something who was trying to sabotage you by throwing those rocks at you. As far as I know, nothing like that shows up, at least by like level 8 or 9, and I think there's only 12 levels. But I was told not to major in psychology when I was in high school, so I didn't. Now, if I do this right, I actually don't need all of these. I think I can get away with just half. There's a gap at the bottom of this hill that I've got to fill these, I've got to fill with these rocks, and I believe if I push all 4, it actually blocks it. But 2, if I remember, is the magic number. That was 3, okay. Gets you a little skip. But yeah. I'm at this crossroads where I have to decide whether I want to try to use my college degree that I currently have, that I've never really had a job with. And try to do something with that, or stay with my current job that I don't like. And I don't know if I'll like my actual degree, which was business. I got a business degree because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I figured a business degree was general enough where I could kind of do anything. I mean, joke's on me, I did all sorts of, oh wait, I think I need the wood ball here because the... I'll be... Nope, I can't be rock ball because there's a bridge there. Nope, I didn't know what I wanted to be, and I got a business degree, and I've worked all kinds of retail and food service. Nothing that requires any kind of degree. Oh, no. Yeah, I have to figure out what I want to do, because I'm not old, but I'm not a teenager anymore. It'd be nice to have some kind of idea of what I wanted to do. Oh, there's time. So, yeah, I guess I just got on the game today because I wanted to... and think out loud. Under the guise of being productive, because if I'm not being productive, then what am I doing with my life? Is there a life or something back there? I feel like there's something farther up that side tube. No? Okay. YouTube was a thing I thought I wanted to do for a very long time. I'm following the footsteps of, you know, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, etc. Smosh. Smosh and Nigahiga actually were more inspirations for me than any of the Let's Players were. But guess it wasn't meant to be. I really liked the sort of sketch comedy of old YouTube, which, to my knowledge, that doesn't really exist anymore. I mean, I know people do it, but I don't think it's... I'm not sure how sustainable it is as a career. Plus, like, the filming equipment for that, like, the standards for what people would actually watch, it's... I'm making excuses. It boils down to, I would want to make something of a higher quality than I have the means to right now. I would want a decent camera, not anything crazy. Like, I don't need, like, a cinematography camera, but... something better than my phone. See, okay, if I'd grabbed paper ball earlier, I would be able to drop end magnet onto that other rail down there. But because I didn't, I have to go all the way back. It doesn't really matter. I'm not like a score attack fiend. Unless it's like a short enough thing. Like level 1's a very short level. I didn't mind trying to score attack that level. I don't know. I feel like this is something everyone goes through eventually, is just figuring out what they want to do with their life, who they want to be in the world. But, oh, that's a standard rail. We can drop onto that. If we do... Boink. See, the rock would have hit that back right away, but the wood, you just gotta little tap it twice. Which I don't think it's worth the trade-off of how clunky rock feels. Oh, come on. No, I don't think there's a way to skip that. There is a way to skip this, though. Right. Come on. There we are. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of motivation to do new stuff lately. Like, there's all sorts of games I want to play that I've already purchased. I just like never in the mood to play it. You know, I want to spend more time with friends, but because I work nights, you know, my schedule's a lot different than everybody else's, especially people my age. Most people have their normal human daywalker jobs. But I'm here. I'm alive, I'm paying rent. Could be a lot worse. You know, maybe you're thinking, well, you were talking about that audiobook earlier, why don't you just do that full time? Make that your job. It's not that simple. Like with anything show business, be it regular acting or music or anything else. It's not like you just decide to do it and you just do it. You know, it's not like get an accounting degree, work accounting, done. It's you know, it's a high demand or a very demanding I jumped the paper. Crap. It's showbiz. You don't just get in it. It takes a lot of time to build up the kind of resume or notoriety for you to just get work. And even then, you're not like just getting work. You still have to audition for it. But you have more of a chance when you've got a little more hand recognition, I suppose. Let's do... This is one of the few times I do like rock a little bit better. Just because this is so low speed, so minute control, and if I get stuck under this as wood, I basically have to kill myself because I can't get enough momentum to back. Yeah, I'd love to do voice work full time, but I can't pay the bills doing that right now. I thought, you know what, life's... God. I thought, oh, you know, I could do live streaming because you don't have to edit the video, which was my least favorite part of recording stuff before. And to be honest, it's probably because I was editing my videos in Blender. Yes, the 3D animation Blender. It's technically got a video editing thing in it, and let me tell you, it technically works, but it was not fun. Let me scratch that. It was fun in a way, but the program felt obtuse, probably because it wasn't, you know, it wasn't the intended purpose, or the main intended use of Blender is not for video editing. Whee! Whenever you hear those bells and jingles, you know it's the last checkpoint of the level. Alright, we've got that. And, this quick. Oh, shoot! Damn. Oh well, it happens. What was I talking about? Oh, Twitch streaming. Oh my gosh, I can't multitask. No, it didn't have the video editing that YouTube videos did. But it was still the gaming and the, you know, just the talking with people that I've always enjoyed. But honestly, like, I felt like on Twitch, in order to gain popularity, you had to play games people actually like knew about. Like, for example, I couldn't play this. No one's gonna be looking up Ballance on Twitch. Maybe I could just go into the retro games tab, but I feel like that's just a bigger mess. Like, you're asking to get lost at that point. I don't know. It also felt weird talking to an audience that wasn't there, and not like in the YouTube way where you have to talk to a microphone and understand that, like, there will be someone watching it. Like, in order for someone to be watching this video, there has to be a person on the other side of that player. Versus Twitch, you know, you're just speaking into the void, and if you're not backing up all your VODs and uploading them, which I wasn't, you're doing a lot of talking for no reason. But when you're a really new Twitch streamer and you have, you know, you have no audience. Like, if you were to come in and you were watching someone play a game, if you walked into a small Twitch streamer's live stream and they were playing a game, but they were just dead silent, like, would you watch that? I wouldn't. Like, that's boring. I might as well just watch, like, gameplay without someone's face stamped on it. Oh, I missed the top score. Oh well. But there was a... yeah, just a weird feeling of trying to talk to no one being there. to try and keep up appearances for when someone eventually did show up. And then you're like overly trying to engage when you see someone show up. You're trying to overly engage them, and then they might get self-conscious, like, oh, I don't want this to be like a one-on-one like gaming session with a stranger. Like, that's weird. I don't want to talk to this guy. So I don't know. I guess I didn't think about the dynamics of entry Twitch, like low-level Twitch. I didn't really think too much about it before I started doing that. I'm not opposed to still doing a live stream here and there, but usually it's when I've got a friend who's like, hey, did you get this game? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, shit, can you, like, play that and I can watch? And I'm like, sure. And most friends would probably expect me to stream it over Discord, but I usually try to stream it over Twitch. Just to try and get like, some sort of consistent viewership going. Not in like a shill kind of way, like, I don't know, just to know what it was like to do it for people who are actually there and want to engage. There's probably... Careful. Brick. Wrong one. One of them has a little secret at the end of it. I think it's the top layer one that would make the most sense. I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking about points, and I only ever get like 30% of the way towards anything of what I'm trying to say. I've never been like diagnosed with ADHD, but I would not be surprised if I had a small amount of that. Isn't that a pretty view, though? Look at that. That's so cool. Got, like, the globe down there. What about this game's just relaxing? Yeah, get that bonus life. We screwed up. Yeah. Let's waste the bonus life. I don't think I'm supposed to get up there till I'm paper ball. Yeah, I think this is supposed to do it. Whatever. I was also looking at upgrading my computer recently, which is dumb because I hardly use it compared to like console. I've always been a console player. I was, for whatever reason, I was just obsessed with like upgrading my keyboard recently. Like I really wanted a new mechanical keyboard. So when I was recording my audiobook, I like you control the start end playback with when you're reviewing footage with the spacebar. And I was so sick of having to edit out the rattle my spacebar makes every time I hit it. And I was like, that's it. I'm getting a mechanical keyboard. I was like just obsessively looking at keyboards for like 2 weeks. I did finally pick one that I wanted, and I didn't even end up buying it, but I like would not let it go until I like picked the one. That's gonna be a rock ball adventure for sure. For anyone curious, I landed on the Ducky 1.3 keyboard. It is a wired mechanical keyboard. Oh no! It is a wired mechanical keyboard with gaming in mind. So it's got like a higher polling and response time than wireless keyboards, and you can also get it in a full keyboard layout. As much as I do not use Blender, I know for a fact I want my num keys because there are hotkeys on those keys. I could do like a 98%, but I don't like how compact that keyboard is. For those of you who don't know, a 98% keyboard has all the keys, or it's only missing like one compared to a full standard keyboard. But that like middle gap right above the arrow keys, where your home, insert, delete buttons are, like all that space is just gone. But no, the Ducky 1.3 had a full size. It was wired. That's another thing. I don't like my stuff being rechargeable, generally speaking. Like, headphones, wired. Keyboard, wired. Mouse, wired. That's the way it should be. But you can see the rock ball breaks and bridges here. Go. I think that is the worst sound in the game, is the sound of the bridges breaking. The rest of the sound design on this game is so good, and those are so... whatever. This has been fun. I've liked this. I'm gonna call it here for now. Let's see how we did on the leaderboard. Hey, oh, is that my first? That was my first time beating it on this PC. But I'm gonna call it a night here. I gotta go to bed. Got stuff to do tomorrow. But I might continue this game. It's been fun talking over this and just playing the game. But anyways, I hope if you're watching this and you made it this far, thank you. Don't feel like you have to do anything crazy. I never upload, but thank you anyway. And I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, etc. And I will hopefully see you in another part of Ballance, childhood classic. So, have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.